In the world where connections are paramount, our vision takes the center stage. Welcome to the Bridging Cultures, Empowering Future programs, an international endeavor that lays the foundation which unite arts, cultural heritage and education to pave the way for harmonious future.
Our journey begins with the power of living pictures. In Galera Sucre, Colombia, youth change makers are using their unique cultural heritage, living pictures or cuadros vivos, to amplify their voices and call for social justice. They are transforming their bodies into empty canvases, portraying narratives that call for change.
The story began in UNESCO 17th COP meeting in November 2022, where I had an opportunity to meet Ms. Diana Teresa Gutierrez, Director of Embodying Reconciliation in Colombia. We introduced our organizations to each other, and after understanding the working of our organization, I realized that HVPM has been doing that since past 80 years. After understanding the working of Ms. Diana's organization, I was so engrossed in her idea that I thought this should be brought to India, definitely.
When Mr. Pranav told me about the possibility of taking this project to his institution related to physical, culture and traditional education, I was very keen and motivated to see if our project related to intangible cultural heritage for peacebuilding could be successful in India.
Building on Colombia's innovative approach, we bring these living pictures to India. We fuse this cultural heritage with our rich variety of local traditions, empowering young girls to express their cultural identities through this captivating medium.
It was this realization that really motivated us to create innovative exhibitions where we could tell stories about transforming conflicts, about peace building through captivating videos, dances, performances, and living pictures.
Being young leaders from our respective organizations, that is HVPM and Embodying Reconciliation, which are also accredited to UNESCO, we mutually decided to
bring Colombian dances, traditional heritage, sports and games to India and
our Indian cultural arts, dances, traditional sports and games to Colombia. We made a strategic decision by exclusively targeting female students. The reason behind this was there are differences in perception of career between the two genders. Female often approach and have keep room for the cultural festivals and different kind of festivals which happens in India. But boys, for the male gender, it is different. That's why our focus was on the female students. This tendency arises from the cultural context in India, where women are traditionally allocate space to such kind of things.
Our experience working with different girls and women all over Colombia has given us positive results regarding their well-being and awareness of their own bodies and heritage. This shared vision led us to conceive the International Cultural Exchange Program for Peace, a fusion of our dreams and aspiration, nourished by the uniqueness of our cultures and experiences. Empowerment takes place through body workshops, self-reflections, and well-being. Through these transformative sessions, girls are learning to be more aware about their own bodies and cultural. Our program merges the teaching of Colombian dances, sports, games, traditional activities, and our unique living pictures heritage. Also, it encourages students to learn and rediscover their own traditional local heritage through the use of sports, dances, music, arts, spirituality, and much, much more.
This amalgamation of learning will be creatively fused with the Colombian living heritage, which will allow the students to showcase their local knowledge and traditions on the global stage. This initiative will unite Indian and Colombian living heritage, which exceeds our diversities.
Cultural exchange is more than a journey, it's diplomacy in action. Our program builds connections that exceeds borders, creates trust, builds appreciation and common understanding. Our students learn that cultural diversity is our keystone for peace building.
From India to Colombia, living pictures for peace.
Cultural diplomacy breaches divides. As the students collaborate on cross-cultural projects, they engage in the conversation that defies the language barriers. And these interactions lays the foundation for friendship and collaboration.
Ay, caderona, 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 ven y meneante para enamorarte, caderona, ven y meneante, con tu cintura de aguacate, caderona, ven y meneante.
This program doesn't end here. We move to Japan for the second term of the project, where the students of International Christian University, Tokyo, Japan learned Indian and Colombian culture, traditional sports and games.
These experiences of cultural diplomacy in action among India, Colombia, and Japan are the fertile ground of a wider movement and network we are promoting to have an even greater impact in empowering young leaders and fostering peace building through arts and intangible cultural heritage.
Join us bridging cultures and empowering future initiatives. Together, we're creating a new narrative for global citizens, one that empowers youth, that embraces diversity, fuels empowerment, and strives for a world united.
Our story, our journey is an example of the potential that emerges when two young leaders come together driven by a common purpose. This international cultural exchange program for peace isn't just an idea. It's a movement that reflects our shared values and aspirations.
Culture unites.
Futures unite.
Building peace together through international exchange.